Hello everyone and welcome back to Santa Teaches Studios. Today we're going to make yeast-based dinner rolls in a cast iron skillet. So we're going to start out, we're going to have about 1 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of melted butter. We're going to use a 1/2 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and we're going to bring all of that up to at least 110 to 115 degrees. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of Red Star active yeast. Once the yeast gets proofed with the liquid, and then we'll add 3.5 to 4 cups of flour and a teaspoon of salt. So let's go ahead and get started. I actually have my 1 cup of water in here. We're going to add the 2 tablespoons of butter, melted. And then we've got the 1/2 cup of milk. And the 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm going to just kind of whisk that together, get it all mixed up. I'm going to take it over and put it on the stove, bring it up to 110, 115 degrees, and then we'll add the yeast in and we'll let it proof. I'll be right back. Alright, we've got it up to temperature. We're going to go ahead and just pull it in this bowl. I did kind of pre-warm the bowl just so it didn't really chill it real quick. Here's our yeast. We'll go ahead and add it in. Kind of whisk it around. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm actually going to go stick it back on the stove. I've been doing some other baking today. That way it'll stay warm and go ahead and proof the yeast. Alright, it's been 5 minutes. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I got a nice frothiness on top of the liquid. We have 3.5 cups of flour and our salt, teaspoon of salt in here. I'm going to slowly add it to the liquid, just a little bit at a time, until it kind of comes together. Then I'll work it with my hands. We do use this when we go camping. That's kind of the reason I like the ability to heat the liquid up, because it's always so much harder when you're out in a campsite or out in the woods, wherever you are, to get the yeast to go ahead and proof out. You could cook it. We're going to cook it in a 10-inch skillet, a cast iron skillet. You could cook it in a camp Dutch oven. We've done that before. Starting to come together. I always start out with a lower amount of flour, especially here along the coast of North Carolina. We always have a lot of high humidity in the air, so I don't know exactly how. Oops, like I got some all over me. How much flour we're going to actually need. Starting to come together now. It's almost got it to the point where I can start working it with my hands. Let's see how it's coming together. Normally I would have done this with a fork, but since I already had the whisk done, which I think that was a mistake. Start just working it around, kind of fold it around. Let's go ahead and get the rest of that flour in there. Now we might need up to 1/2 cup more. I don't know, it looks like it's doing pretty good right now. Got a little bit on my fingers sticking, but for the most part it's done doing the sticking part. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get it out here on the, get some extra flour into it. Get these bowls out of the way for you. Oh, nice soft dough. Alright, we've got it pretty good. We're going to just kind of knead it for about 5 minutes. I'm basically just going to fold it. And then what we're going to do is, once we get it all kneaded, there's some dough right there. Add a little bit more flour on here. Oh, 1/16. Let's go ahead and knead it for about 5 minutes. Kind of fold it over. Want to get a little bit of elasticity into the dough itself. It'll help with the rise. There, it's starting to come together right now. So we'll go ahead and keep doing this, then we'll get it into a bowl with a little bit of oil in it. And then we'll let it rise for about 15-20 minutes. See how it looks. And then we'll get it back on the board, break it down, and then we'll distribute it into 12 separate pieces. And then that's what we'll make our dinner rolls with. Alright, come on back once we get it kneaded out and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put it in a oiled bowl. And we're going to cover it with a wet towel. Put it back over on the oven and just let it rise for 15-20 minutes. Alright, our 15-minute rise is up. Let's take a look. Well, we definitely got a good rise. Let's get it out of here. Go ahead and just punch it down. Now I want to divide it into 12 pieces. Try to get them as even as possible. Or if you want to use math, it's every 30 degrees. Alright, we want to take and just kind of roll every one of them into a ball. I do have my 10-inch buttered iron skillet. And I just kind of fold them under to help make the ball. Like we're going to have some that are bigger than others. First one looks really big, so I might have to help make it smaller. Alright, so you can kind of see how I'm doing it. Just kind of fold it under and then just kind of roll it. Helps kind of stretch it. So I'm going to go ahead and get these done. We'll get them all in the pan. We'll get them covered. I'm actually going to take these over to a friend's house for dinner. We'll cook them over there. We'll go through it and I'll show a video from over there. So make sure you hang around and see what the finished product looks like. Alright, we did get a good rise on all the rolls. We'll get them into the 400 degrees oven and we'll cook them 15 to 20 minutes. Come on back and we'll go ahead and take a look at them and taste. Alright, we got the rolls out. We got some butter on them. Let me get one of them out of there and we'll give it a try. Looks like we got a little sticking to the bottom. No, it looks like it came out. Man, hot. Get a little butter on there. All right, let's give it a try. Yeasty, crunchy outside, pretty good. Hey, if you like our videos, select like. And make sure you subscribe so you can come back and see all the other videos. Thanks.